smell is this?
It's called Sakura. I believe that's cherry blossom.
It's beautiful.
Mm-hmm. What's up, Deviants? Welcome back to the Naughty Corner. We are on the unceded territory of the Wonnarua Nation, and this is Quarters in Session. We are a Reddit Reads podcast where game recognises game. We judge assholes on the internet because we know we've been one. We offer advice on shitty situations because we know we've been there. And we give our Aussie cultural takes because you wouldn't know what the fuck we were talking about if we didn't. I am here in the Naughty Corner with Chloie. Welcome, Chloie.
Thank you. I'm very happy to be here.
Also joined by my third cold sore of the podcast. I literally just got over one a couple of weeks ago, or could have been like a month or so ago, and I'm already fighting another one, which tells you just how stressed our latest federal budget announcements have made me. But in the world of Reddit, assholes continue on, much like the government. We are starting off with a pick your poison. Picking our poison means we have two horrendous options, and our co-host has to choose which one we do. I told my best friend's fiancé she was cheating on him. I was her maid of honor. Or am I the asshole for reporting a swim teacher who told my daughter to remove her modest swimwear or skip lessons?
The second one, that sounds terrible.
Am I the asshole for reporting a swim teacher who told my daughter to remove her modest swimwear or skip lessons? So my daughter is 10 female and takes beginner lessons at our community pool. She wears a modest chlorine-safe suit, burkini-style top with fitted swim leggings and a long-sleeve rash guard, all nylon/spandex from a swim brand. No cotton, no loose fabric. She likes the sun coverage and it helps her feel comfortable. The facility's posted rules say proper fitted swimwear made of swim fabric is required. Nothing about exposed arms or legs. Last week, her new instructor, a male, stopped her on deck and told her that she needed to take the extra layers off because they have to see her arms and legs or she can't participate. I explained it's a single modest suit designed for swimming and showed the tag. He said it was distracting, told my kid to strip down or sit out, and my daughter ended up crying in the bleachers while the class started without her. After class, I tried to resolve it calmly. The teacher repeated that she can't teach technique if everything's covered, and a desk staffer reminded me it's coach discretion. I'm assuming this is a different class teacher, or maybe it was just some other coach that called her out, since we've oddly changed genders. Though, given that this is like a Muslim modest style swimsuit, it's possible that this isn't a native English speaker. I'm talking about like the change in pronouns here. Yeah. I brought the written policy, photos of the suit on the brand site, and offered compromises. Stand closer at demonstrations, different colour suit next session, or a new lane with another coach. The teacher doubled down and said in front of the group the next lesson, told my daughter to lose the leggings next week. I filed a formal complaint with the aquatics director and the city's inclusion office requested a different instructor. Many kids need modest or sun protective gear for religious, medical or sensory reasons. Inclusion means coaching technique around that reality, not excluding them until they conform. I tried polite fixes. When my kid was singled out again, I escalated to the people responsible for the policy. Protecting my daughter's comfort and consent while keeping her in the water is exactly what a parent should do. Am I the asshole?
Some kids just have skin rashes as well. If you don't get a full piece one, the edges rub the wrong way. And it's really bad. What is this teacher doing? Why? It honestly sounds like they're being so creepy.
Maybe not necessarily creepy or just straight up racist.
Yeah.
Or xenophobic in this case. But there's a comment here. Not the asshole, you can see the shape of legs through leggings. I don't understand the reasoning. OP responds, right, technique is bodyline, timing, breath. Stand closer, give cues, do your job. What does it have to do with the outfit?
No, it's just, it sounds very racist and very like they're just picking on this one kid, hoping that they'll go away and that the whole problem will go away.
Yeah, and honestly, that's literally the core of most bigotry. Yeah. It's I don't understand this and I don't like it, and therefore having it right in front of me means I have to question my entire worldview, and I don't want to have to do the work to do that.
People are just too lazy and just don't want to think. Sometimes it's good to question your whole worldview if you are being in the wrong.
I'm confused that the teacher can't see students' arms and legs unless they're bare, then immediately switching to it's distracting. Which is it? There's a problem here, and I'd make sure the facility knows about it. They're not going to want the publicity if there's a hint that their children's swim instructor is a bigot or a creeper. Bigot or creeper is exactly the vibe it gave. Either way, not near my 10-year-old. Yeah,
It's
pretty much if you're commenting on my kids' clothing at all, that says that you're noticing it in the first place.
Yeah, it's sexualizing children, a real problem.
Mm.
It really bugs me.
Well, again, like we don't know if it's a gender thing or a xenophobia thing, but either way, if it's not a, wow, that's brightly coloured that it stands out. If you're talking like literally the shape of children's
it more
clothing.
sounds like the shape to me. And
Yeah.
that they're being very racist at this moment.
Yeah, it's just like, I'm talking about the fact that if you are noticing something about kids' clothing, if it's not something you would notice on an adult, then you are paying an uncomfortable level of attention towards a child's clothing. And there is no neutral or good reason for that. There is no reasonable explanation.
And it's the parents' decision. Like if they want to choose to whatever fits their child best, whatever makes their child most comfortable, they got to do that to protect the child.
3 more not the arsehole comments. This 100% was not an issue with needing to see her arms and legs. You're not the arsehole, and I say take this as far as you can.
Yes.
Not the arsehole. The instructor sounds like a creep that wants to look at little girls. Not the arsehole. Swim instructor might be a sex pervert.
Yeah. I'd say take it all the way up the chain of command if you can.
In this day and age of sensitivity courses that you have to do as part of most mandatory training these days, how can you fall, like bumble ass first, into this much of a fuck up where you are literally commenting on a little girl's clothing?
Yeah. Some people are very good at hiding it, like can hide their bigotry and whatever grossness they choose to until they get out there in the real world and they're not being watched over. It is very weird.
That's definitely by design.
Yep.
Another comment, I wear a burkini. I burn extremely easily and melanoma runs in my family. I also have hijabi friends who wear them. They cover everything but are skin tight, usually with a little skirt thing. You can absolutely determine each limb individually. I have to assume the instructor has ulterior motives. Did you say they were male? Makes me wonder. Yeah, like that's it. I've found another story about someone using burqa and niqab style clothing simply because they don't like being perceived in public. They're in no way Muslim, but that is the freedom that is meant to be a part of clothing. When you are autonomously making the decision to wear what you are wearing, then all of these different cultures offer us that freedom of choice.
Like I feel the same. I don't want to be viewed. I don't want to be seen.
And honestly, like the compression of that kind of clothing sounds really comfortable.
Yeah.
No, fuck that guy. You're definitely not the asshole, mama. Like, honestly, if you get a whiff, even just a slight of anything up with anyone around your kid, like, game over. Like, who the fuck cares if you're wrong at that point, right? Like,
if there is an even tiniest chance, just say no. Because the other side of it can be catastrophic for some people.
Yeah.
If you don't do anything in time and something does happen, you can't take that back. You can't get rid of that trauma.
Yeah. And if this is just your basic bitch white guy, like nothing's going to happen for you simply calling out like, no, dude, my kid is wearing what she's comfortable wearing and you don't get a say in that. Guarantee at most he'd get a slap on the wrist, potentially shifted to another location and a stern talking to. Whereas if it was something deeper or darker than that, you just can't take the risk on the off chance you're going to fucking hurt some asshole's feelings.
Yeah. It's not about the person. It's about protecting the child. And those things can be nice and warm too. And I feel the cold very intensely. So I definitely understand where they're coming from.
Yeah, especially with most swim lessons being earlier in the morning.
Yep.
Yeah. Taking a deep breath from that one. So, Chloe, to your right, you're going to find some markers and a whiteboard and a little cloth for cleaning.
Yes.
For this segment that name isn't a tragedy, it's a murder. This is a segment that is all about the most cooked fucking names I can find on the internet. Now, I do not mean culturally. I mean basic bitch names that have been utterly destroyed by their spellings, or some really weird new age fancy names, or both. They are quite literally such a standard name, but because of what's been done to them, we can't actually tell what the hell the name was supposed to be.
Yep. I have experienced a teeny tiny bit of this because no one has ever spelt my name right the first go. Because my birth parents decided to put a weird little I in it. And even a teacher that I've known for at least 4 years decided to spell it wrong.
At the very least, in that case, it's not impacting the pronunciation of the name. Whereas if you spell something so out of turn just for the sake of being unique that you don't even know what the hell the word is supposed to say, then that's where it's stuffing up. Like, I struggle with Talias versus Talias just because they predominantly get spelled the same way. Like, if you're getting out here with names where you've crammed so many different letters into them that you have no idea what the hell it's even supposed to say, that's just setting people up for failure.
And why even bother? It's just so much more work for something unique when it'll just affect the child growing up and get
I don't
them
think they
bullied for
think
it.
that far.
That's the whole point. Some people just don't think.
Yeah. And this, of course, doesn't count for culturally appropriate names.
No.
Uzo Amaka, the actress from Orange is the New Black, who was then just done a phenomenal season of The Resident. It's, like she said, if they learned how to pronounce Tchaikovsky, they can learn how to pronounce Uzo Amaka. And that's not the same thing as taking a name that people know how to pronounce and then butchering it within an inch of its life. This one comes from a post titled, "Pick which name I should choose for my baby boy." Now, you went very, very simple for your baby boy, which is helpful when you name it after someone who's already, like, been around. It's
after his grandfather and his great-grandfather, it just made sense. And I, even before the baby became a thing, we decided on the names ages ago.
And it's very helpful as an autistic and ADHDer who struggles to both remember and process information. Like, that shit is changing minute to minute. We don't want to have to struggle to remember what the fuck our kids' names are spelled. There was a list of options she gave.
Oh, no.
First one we've already had before is Jackson. How do you think this woman proposed to spell Jackson?
Surely in a smart, very easy to write way with a limited amount of letters that a child will have to learn. I assume it starts with a J, but I can't assume that because it could
You literally can't.
it could be like a DXH, like a J.
Don't give them ideas, for fuck's sake.
Do you know what? I'm gonna go real weird. So Jackson is usually spelled like this or this. I'm going to.
That's so many letters.
Just you wait. Okay. This is how you usually spell Jackson. This is how you can spell it with an X. So we have JAAX, and then this is the phonetic symbol, I hope I did it properly, for DXH. So it's like the literal j sound. Jackson. But with a CH after it, just to do a ch at the very end, then IOUN, just to do as many as possible.
I feel like I am going to have to blur that out so people don't get ideas. The spelling that has been suggested by this parent is JAXYNE. So you've given them a run for their money.
I expected too much of them. Also looks like Jane if the X was silent. I should really start giving people ideas. It almost looks pretty, but
it is one of the simpler Jacksons we've seen.
Yes, I expected too much.
Cleaning of our board, next option was Abeline.
Maybe it's Abeline, maybe it's Maybelline.
I didn't think that. It is a common Southern name. Abeline was Viola Davis's character's name in The Help. So it's
Really love
interesting that this name has been used or is being suggested for a baby boy, but I'm not sure how, like,
A boy?
traditionally, whether or not it's been used in similar fashions before, or whether or not it is. Because, like, Abeline, you could shorten that to Abe really quick, so it's possible that a lot of Southern Abes, like, that is their full name.
I have options for you. Abeline, spelt just how it sounds, Abalyne.
I was going to say that's how you think that's exactly how that sounds.
Yep. We also have Abaeline, so Abeline. Also, we may have to blur this one out as well. Abaliene, Abeline.
Abalian.
Abalian. A baby alien.
Abalian. Okay, so I first had to look up how the name is traditionally spelled because I didn't even know. And it's traditionally spelled Abeline.
Like Maybelline.
The origin of the meaning, it's a Hebrew word that means grass. And apparently it is in fact considered a gender neutral name.
Well,
which is interesting.
Chloe also means green shoot, which is also linked to the goddess Demeter.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah.
Like, it just gives me questions, like, what kind of grass? Is it soft grass or is it stabbing me?
Or is it any sort of grass that I'm allergic to, which just make me itch everywhere? It's just, why would you want to name your child grass?
Oh, I mean, it's one of those things where
it's tradition.
Yeah, and it could have started of there was something very specific about a person that had them connected to grass, you know? And so it was like specific to them, but then it kind of developed beyond that where it changed its commonality.
Go outside and touch grass has a new meaning.
So this spelling that we have been given is Abeline, which is not the most abominable attempt at it.
It looks very pretty. Abeline.
It also just kind of looks like someone tried to use the traditional spelling but just didn't know how to spell it.
Yep.
We're starting to get weird here. Zimsherman. Zimsherman? Zimsherman.
Zimsherman? All one?
Yep, that is one name, Zimsherman. 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 It does kind of sound like someone tried to mash several names together.
Yep. Jim Sherman. Jim Sherman. Jimothy.
And that's what it's giving. It's like
Jimothy.
It's like Zimsherman. Like is it like Benjamin?
Why?
So Zimsherman. So
what's wrong with just a nice normal name like Benjamin? It's nice and normal.
So how do you think this woman has spelled Zimsherman? Though again, given that I'm reading it and I don't actually know what name it's supposed to be, or if it is just completely new made up one, I am essentially just reading it as how it looks phonetically. But also you can't really trust an Australian to do that effectively.
It's too many M's.
Or is it not enough M's? What have you got?
Zimsherman.
Zimshermerian. Zimshimerion.
See an enemy. Zimshimolian.
Well, funnily enough, I can see what you did here down the bottom in an attempt to just write out what you heard. And
Zimsherman.
And that is how it is spelled. Zimsherman. Zimsherman.
Zimsherman.
Okay, next one, which the original poster specifically said was an attempt to pay an homage to the work that people with mental illnesses do in therapy.
I don't think that the therapy that I go to will be the same as the one that they go to.
It's like, okay, you either need more or you're getting too much.
Yeah.
Like, either way, you're not getting the right amount. Sherapy. I don't know where the sh comes from. If it was a girl, it's like she therapy, like girl boss, which is just bullshit anyway. Like guy liner, like genderizing it because of it's considered to be something that's specifically for only one gender. Sherapy. Therapy for the she. I feel like anyone named Sherapy is going to need a lot of it growing up. Is there an X in it? Is there...
I can put an X in it. All right, so we got Shapirely, Shapirare,
Shapiri.
Sherapy.
Yeah, the R and the P would be around the wrong way because it's Sharipe.
Oh yeah, I need to put more R's.
And that just looks like it's meant to be like Sharpay Evans from High School Musical. Like,
That's what I was going for.
I'm saying Sherapy because it rhymes with therapy, but that's what she was going for. It was like,
Do you know what? It needs more Y's. Because always it was spelled P and no one needs that. Sherapy. Like share.
I mean, I feel like Cher might actually copyright that. Like Cher therapy. You listen to Cher beats on repeat until you feel better. Trademark that shit. Sharapye and Sherapy.
It's just how it's spelled in my head and phonetically.
And that is correct. Sherapy. So she's making it a bit easier for us on these fancy ones. Well, fancy is a bold choice of words.
It is certainly very unique, and I don't think... Has she been to school?
I don't know. We don't have any more information other than what's on the page.
That's how kids get very bullied, by having unique names.
Sherapy is going to need therapy.
Sherapy. I am now just going to call it Sherapy because you got to share your feelings.
Maybe that's what it meant. I wish she explained.
Yeah, some of these names really need explaining. I don't understand.
I definitely need a fucking explanation for the next one. Into Bob.
Into Bob.
Maybe his dad's name is Bob. So she's like, you exist because I was into Bob.
I would have thought it'd be the other way around because Bob was in her, but...
Well, yeah, but you got to be into Bob before Bob can be into you.
Into Bob.
Into Bob! Yeah, she is being quite helpful in spelling these.
Yeah.
Next one is a hell of a lot, both harder and easier. The name is John.
But I claim the name John. Okay, that's how it's normally spelled.
John, yes.
Very
I can
easy
confirm.
To
Easy to spell. It is not spelled like that.
Jean. 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 Jean.
Just like that, we're in Les Mis. Jean Valjean. That just opens up so many possibilities. What the fuck, Chloe? I mean, while we're talking about Tchaikovsky, that makes a sh sound. Jean.
That's why I changed it to the J down there.
It looks like Dijon. Tijon.
Tijon. It sounds a little sophisticated. Tijon.
So TCHZOHNN or TJHION. I reckon that if OP saw those, she just might change her mind. She has spelt it JAHN. Our next one is creative.
Creative. Is that the word? Is that the name, or is it?
That's what the word looks like to me. I can't give you any more information. I feel like you're going to need some therapy after this. This is creatine.
And also how it's spelled properly at the bottom, because I'm really not that creative.
So this mother has given her son the Kardashian treatment. So it is creative with a K. Kreative. Creative.
Creative.
Last one. Richmond. Guess she wants him to be wealthy when he grows up.
Richmond. How can I turn it into a more interesting name that would not make my son hate me forever and then wonder why I'm cut off years later?
For fuck's sake. WRITCHM.
You missed
Is
an
there-
I in
I was
there.
going to say, is there an I in between two of those M's?
Yeah.
Oh, HIMOUND.
Richmond.
RYTCHMOND.
Itchmond.
RITCHMOUND. So it's Richmond.
Oh, I heard a D at the end.
Yeah, so she has spelt it RICHMANN. Some of the more normal spellings, with only slight tweaks than what we've had in the past, but some fucking out there suggestions in general.
Yeah, don't worry. I fixed the spellings for them too.
And to confirm, we're not into Bob.
No.
Okay, that has been This Name Isn't a Tragedy, It's a Murder. And now we are moving on to some Fucked Around and Found Out.
Oh, no.
We've got some people being very, very shocked that their actions have consequences. Totally predictable and foreseeable consequences.
Pikachu shocked face.
Shocked Pikachu face. Shocked.
Yeah.
For fuck's sake. Shocked Pikachu face. I was about to say like shocked Pikachu emoji. I'm like, no, that's a meme. And it's like, no, that they don't even describe the meme. Like the meme is the shocked Pikachu face.
Yep.
Like,
my mouth just really tried to say Pikachu.
So our first one for Fucked Around and Found Out. Am I the asshole for embarrassing my husband's coworker for embarrassing me and my husband?
Off that alone, no. Always get the nuclear revenge.
Nuclear is my first and only option. Fucking call me Matt Canavan, chairing the Liberal and Nationals energy policy. I will only go nuclear.
Always hide the fish guts in the car, in the vents where they can never find it. Then it'll drive them insane and cause them to sell the car. Then do it again with their new car.
Calm down, Lizzie Borden. Jeez.
I have my lags.
A few months ago, after many years of trying to conceive, my husband, 32 male, and I, 33 female, had a gorgeous, healthy baby boy. My husband and I are black, which is pertinent to this story. We were over the moon, and family, friends, co-workers had also been excited for us. Right after I delivered, my husband emailed a birth announcement with a photo of our son to everyone in his office.
Oh no, don't do that. People will say things that you won't like.
Oh, yeah, but
Like-
usually if you're in a corporate environment or any sort of professional environment, you know that if you have poor opinions, you shut the fuck up.
Yeah, not nice, normal, natural people might. Or put it onto a podcast and say it where the other person can't hear it.
With my obstetrician, she came in, she's like, oh, Courtney, he's such a beautiful baby. And I'm like, you have to say that about everyone. And she's like, no, I don't. Like full belly laughing at it. I'm like, okay, I get it. You've seen some ugly babies, Lyndall. Calm down.
Your children are beautiful, though.
Oh, yeah, but when they come out, they still just look like squished potatoes.
Yes, so cute.
Fast forward a couple of weeks, and my husband came home fuming after his first day back at work. One of his co-workers informed him that another guy in the office, a new young employee my husband barely knew, had been telling everyone willing to listen that my husband couldn't be our son's father. Because that baby is too light to be his, and its hair is too long and straight. That's a white man's baby or an Asian's. This guy proceeded to tell everyone what a sucker my husband was and that his excitement over finally becoming a dad was blinding him to the reality that he had been cheated on and his wife was impregnated by another man.
Or
Side note,
it could be IVF where they had to get a donor because they've been having trouble conceiving. If you don't know someone's situation, you don't say nothing.
I didn't even fucking consider that. Like, that would make you even more of a cunt than if you just didn't know how genetics worked or
Exactly.
melanin in babies.
Come out like either purple or like really light, but they do darken up as time goes.
Yeah, and that's all babies.
Yeah.
I mean, shit, with how white my kids could have been if I wasn't first having a baby with a Gomery man and then a Southern French Mediterranean man, like my kids would have come out translucent like fucking tadpoles.
I'm expecting my baby to come out translucent. I can say words.
It's one of those days. So, hey, your brain is building like eyeballs and shit right now.
Yeah.
It's
But the thing is, it's every day.
Side note for anyone who's still unaware, in 2025, black babies in general are fairly pale as newborns, and their skin will darken over the first few weeks. Hair changes to a curlier pattern are usually gradual as well. Our son was no exception, and now is my hub's mini-me.
Or they could just be albino as well, or bino. It's an option as well, because it does run in those sort
It's
of
more obvious
people.
in darker
It's
skin
more
tones.
obvious in darker skin tones.
Yeah. The whitest person is, in fact, an African man.
Mm-hmm.
My husband said he had immediately confronted and questioned the guy who completely denied saying anything inappropriate and claimed he only said, as a joke, the baby was too cute to be my husband's. But others in the office confirmed the first co-worker's account. Not only that, the guy had tried to parlay his superior perception skills into some weird form of workplace clout. Fortunately, the guy got moved to a different shift that same week, so my husband didn't have to see him again. That is, until the company event this past weekend. Families were invited, and we took our son. And who should come and insert himself into our group as we were chatting with the boss but Brown Noser McMouth? He fucking on that with that name. I'm here for it.
I love that name.
Growing up as someone whose nickname was also Mouth, just because ADHD, I never fucking stopped talking. And it was one of those, oh my God, you don't say things like that. Oh, I'm sorry, but I have to poop. Like,
my nickname was Ratatouille because whenever I get nervous, my nose twitches.
Yeah.
So if you play poker with me, if my nose twitches, I've got a bad hand.
He interrupted our conversation and introduced himself to the boss, shaking his hand. When I realized who he was, my anger came flooding back, and I said, I don't believe we've met. But aren't you the guy who went around telling everyone in the office I must have cheated on my husband with a white or an Asian man and this couldn't be his son? The guy went red and silent. Boss said to him, see me in my office first thing Monday, and walked away. I think someone's fired. My husband said I went too far because it was already over and done with. I said it wasn't done for me until I had my say, and I was the one being defamed, not him. Am I the asshole? You are the sickest cunt that's ever lived. I'm fucking here for that. And that's absolutely right. Someone cannot decide for you that something's over and done with. Like, no, bitch.
Exactly.
If someone came for me, it's over when I get my fucking closure, not when everyone's decided they're done dealing with it.
Revenge is a dish best served cold when that other person has forgotten about it.
Yeah, you thought you were fucking safe?
Nope.
Never safe.
You're never safe. Watch everything. Or just, don't make shitty comments in the first place.
Shutting the fuck up is free. Unfortunately, when it comes to the ignorance of knowing that and knowing how black skin can work in newborn babies and whatnot, and the consideration of IVFs and sperm donors, ignorant people don't consider the fact that they're ignorant. They assume they know enough to have a fucking comment, and that's the issue with ignorance.
Or conspiracy theory.
Oh, well, I feel like if anything, that's the opposite. Like they've gone down such deep dives that they know a fucking lot, just none of it's accurate.
Or they do it on purpose. They've done this on purpose to cause problems with their marriage because he secretly wants to get with this lovely lady.
Okay, now you get that. They hadn't even met before. That's just you being on Reddit too much.
That's true.
He was cheating, leave him.
I'm not saying cheating, leave them, just make their life a living hell.
Wrapping up our fucked around and found out we've got a wholesome one. Well, it's kind of sad. It's kind of sad, but that's what makes wholesome things wholesome. Today I fucked up by mocking my neighbour's parrot for the last couple of weeks. So I live in an apartment where the walls are thin enough that I can hear my neighbour's TV, phone calls, and unfortunately, their parrot. This parrot, very beautiful animal, but makes me want to rip my hair out and do things I am not proud to admit. Let's just say he has become my morning alarm for the last few months. About 2 weeks ago, I started mocking his sounds back. He'd squawk, I'd squawk. He'd whistle, I'd whistle back. We built up a little routine, kind of like a distant, angry roommates communicating through bird calls.
Well, sometimes just talking to each other. That's sweet.
Sometimes I would even initiate it. Like when I was cooking, I would randomly have a Tourette's-like outburst and start squawking loudly. I know this is strange. Lol. We understand.
I'd do the same thing, except I wouldn't do it to mock them. I'd do it to talk to them and become friends, and then
And doing it in cooking, that's just echolalia and stimming, and it's just, sorry, I have very little control over what comes out of my mouth.
It is my everyday life. I must echo whatever everyone else says.
Yesterday, my neighbour knocked on my door and had a really odd look on her face. Apparently, ever since I started doing my bird banter, her parrot has become obsessed with me. I guess I wasn't in the mood for bird talk the last couple of days and went silent. She said he paces and screeches when I stop responding. She even showed me a video with such an awkward experience. She said he used to have a parrot friend years ago that died, and she thinks it wants some sort of bird companion. Anyway, she asked me to make a couple of bird sounds as she put a treat in his cage to see if he would eat. I reluctantly agreed and felt humiliated, of course, but I went through with it, and sure enough, the little fucker started eating and playing. Long story short, I became the object of a parrot's affection, and my neighbour asked if I could talk to him for a few minutes a day, even gave me preferred times if I'm home. I've unintentionally entered a long-distance relationship with a bird. The ultimate enemies to lovers story.
She just put that poor bird in the friend zone. Oh, that's so sweet. It's not really sad.
Well, just the fact that
Yeah.
the parrot lost his companion, and so thinking that he'd found someone again, and then they stopped talking to him. Like, don't give the bird the silent treatment. You started something, fucking finish it, man. That is us on this episode of Quarters in Session. Thank you so much for joining us. We'll see you next time in the Naughty Corner.
Bye!